What's going on, everyone? Talon here, and we're back to continue our Shadowlands run. So we're going to continue with all tier 1 characters, and we left off here at floor 6. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on here. Alright, so this is going to be one of the more annoying floors because it has all rumbles on it. So definitely kind of pick which one you prefer here. Definitely go with either the speed or the blast one, because the villain's rumble is quite difficult just because of how many characters there are in there, and you of course have to use a villain, which are usually in short supply. So I'm going to try the speed rumble here, so we're going to use combat characters. The only one to look out for here is going to be Gamora. She's the one that makes this floor difficult, just because of all of her bleed. So let's see, who are we going to use here? So let's go ahead and try using Jessica Jones' leadership to get some physical immunity. Can do Giant Man to get some damage in there. And then let's see if just using, where is he? Captain America will help round this out. Might have to change around a few characters, but this is what I'm going to try for the first attempt here. So let's go ahead and bring them in and see how this team does. Alright, so definitely want to keep focusing on Gamora here, because as you can see, she already killed Giant Man by bleeding him out. And now she killed everyone else, and now I'm about to get bled here too. Yep. Alright, well I'm going to have to think about what team I want to try next here. Alright, so there we go, ended up getting it. So I had to switch out Jessica Jones for Shang-Chi here. Shang-Chi has a bit better damage and a little more survivability. We did lose her leadership, of course, but the extra damage from Shang-Chi here and the extra crowd control that he has because of how many hits he puts off with each attack because of his clones, was able to keep them stun locked long enough for me to be able to clear the level. So definitely one of the more difficult ones just because of Gamora, but we're able to get it done with this team here. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next floor. Alright, so here we are at floor 7. So let's see, we have all rally modes here. So we can pretty much choose whichever one you want. So whoever you have left for characters, just go with who you have the most of. And I think I am going to do the blast one here, so let's try this with Wiccan. He should be able to do this, and then just in case we'll have a character to switch to heal him up if we need to. So we'll just throw in Rocket Raccoon here and give this team a try. Alright, so there we go. Wiccan was able to take down this stage for me. It would have been a lot easier, of course, if I had a little more skill cooldown on him, because my skills weren't quite linking together properly, and I was getting hit a few times because of that. But it's a pretty decently easy clear for Wiccan there, so pretty happy about that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next stage. Alright, so now we're on to floor 8. So let's see, we have 2 rallies and a rumble. So it's between the universal and the speed here. So we need combat characters or universal. So let's see what combat characters we have left and see if we can do this one here. What is this? We got 4 enemies here. So let's see actually if Black Panther can take care of this level for me, or this floor. Maybe just throw in Hulkling and Hulk so we could use Hulk's leadership. And we get a little extra physical attack there. Yeah, let's go with this team here and see if they can do it. Alright, so there we go. We're able to get it with this team here. First try, so not too bad. Black Panther ended up dying, but pretty much Black Panther could probably solo this on his own. Just need a little more skill cooldown on him, but yeah, so nice easy clear here. So let's move on to the next floor. Alright, so now we're on to floor 9. So let's see what we got in here. So we have wave mode, rally mode, and boss mode. But this rally mode is actually one of the harder ones. It's a female one, and yeah, I usually don't like to do that one. So we're going to go ahead and use the boss mode here. This is actually one of the easiest stages, the boss mode, just because the two bosses here have a shared health pool. So if you hit both of them at the same time, you're pretty much getting almost double damage because it will all be going to one source. So we're going to use villains here. So we're going to use Sin Leadership, and then we're going to use Venom and one other. We're going to be using Nebula. There we go. So this team should be able to take this out just fine. This is generally the team that I use for my first boss floor. So let's go ahead and try this out. Alright, so the good thing about Sin is she's pretty hard to stun lock, which is nice. That, and she has a lot of movements on her skills, and then her fourth skill is a nice, not full iframe, but she's out of harm's way for the most part while she's up in the air here. And then Venom has pretty good CC, so he's nice to keep around for that. Alright, so there we go. Nice easy clear for this team here. Generally, Nebula is going to be the one out of this team that does the most damage, and she's pretty good at crowd control with this uniform, just because her, what is that, her second skill gets a stun on it, the one where she jumps back and shoots the laser beam at the enemies, which is really nice. So, okay, yeah, let's move on to the next floor. Alright, so here we are at floor 10. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. So we have a Rumble, Rally, and Wave mode. And of course the only one out of those that we want to touch is going to be the Rally mode. So let's see, we need male heroes here. So let's go ahead and get... let's see, Miles Morales will work. Hulkbuster, he has good leadership. And then let's do Yondu for some damage. Yeah, let's go ahead and use this team here and see how they fare. Alright, so we'd like to focus on Falcon if we can, just because he's the more annoying of these two. Alright, so they were able to get it. So yeah, that was a little difficult for this team. Yondu and Hulkbuster putting in a lot of the work with Miles there to help kind of distract him for a little bit if I needed to switch because he has a nice amount of iframes. Alright, so that's going to be the end of part 2, so that was floors 6 through 10. So in the next one we're going to try out the next 5 floors and try to get to floor 15. So let's see how that goes. We're starting to run out of tier 1 characters here, so I'm not sure how much farther we will make it, but let's find out in the next episode, and of course I will catch you in that one.